Thanos had fully unleashed the Gauntlet's power, transforming into a giant monster that was definitely not green for trademark reasons. High energy light shot from his eyes, melting everything in its path.
Ah, the goddess of light has blessed me. The cleansing light of my eyes will burn all evil from the face of the earth.
How many times I killed the goddess? She can't bless anyone anymore.
And even under the earth you are not safe, you despicable creatures.
Thanos' laser eyes carved a hole in the ground that stretched down into the depths of the dungeon. If these lasers were to hit the dungeon heart, it would be the end of the absolute evil. Meanwhile, in the underground, Talia had other things she considered important.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna make some hackneyed crap about women and mirrors now, you miserable chauvinist. The fact is, that thing gives me a break.
The laser eyes were leaving a trail of devastation through the dungeon. But in the middle of their path, by pure chance, of course, stood Talia's mirror.
Ah! What devilry! Talia, you vile thing! You are truly the most evil spawn that ever existed! Just wait until my eyes have recovered. Then my cleansing gaze will burn you to ashes!
That Thanos is such a miserable jerk. He doesn't even notice when he puts himself out of action. I mean, that was my ingenious plan all along, of course. Unfortunately, my mirror also broke in the process. Where am I going to get a new one now?
Talia and the Absolute Evil had nothing to counter Thanos' gigantic laser eyes at the moment. Both agreed that a strategic withdrawal from these lands was the wisest choice for the time being.
So, well, if that's what the narrator says, then that's probably what happened, right? But fine. For now, it probably really makes sense to get the hell out of Dodge. Forward, creatures! Line up in rows of 2. Hold the creature next to you by the hand, and then run away in panic!
While Talia gazed sadly at the remains of the mirror, the Council of Little Snots suddenly spoke up out of nowhere. It just so happened that they had just bought a huge stock of leftover mirrors, but since they all wore robes, where you could barely make out their faces, they didn't have any use for them. However, the Council of Little Snots was planning a huge feast called Thanks Gobbler. In exchange for some of those delicious birds, the Council was more than willing to provide one of its mirrors.
Can't they just send us the mirror anyway? Oh, but fine. Forwards! Move it! Feed the gobblers! Raise them! Give them food, spiked with hormones and medicine. Wait, why am I even laughing?
Manivores have been discovered in the dungeon. It's payday. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. A few of Thanos' more fanatical followers were not frightened by their leader's monstrosity, but rather encouraged. They gleefully rushed into the dungeon to attack it. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Enemies are in the dungeon. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon.
I may be momentarily blinded, but I have my eye drops here somewhere, and then we'll have a little talk, Talia.
It's payday. The resource-gathering evil sent a partial shipment off to the Council of Little Snots. The resource-gathering evil sent a partial shipment on its way to the Council of Little Snots. The resource-generating evil sent a shipment off to the Council of Little Snots. The Council of Little Snots was more than pleased with the many delicious gobblers the farm-owning evil had sent them. Grateful for its delivery, the Council of Little Snots sent the reflectionless evil a shiny new mirror.
Splendid! This will help us stop Thanos. At least once.
My vision has cleared again. Time for some purifying fire. Look me in the eyes.
Thanos' eyes had calmed down again, and once more lasers shot out, burning through the underground.
Creature, you dare to oppose the light. Good will always win.
Although the mirror once again stopped Thanos, it again broke under the strain.
Oops. Now that's a little suboptimal. And does this mean I have to rely on that Council of Little Snots advice again?
The cruel evil's army reached a destroyed bridge, once known as the Bridge of Death, before countless swallows of unknown origin landed on it. Perhaps the nearby hero camp held an alternative way to cross the north. The Council of Little Snots wanted some blight for their soon-to-be-held Halloween party to give it that authentic, putrid smell. In return, they would be only too happy to send the absolute evil one of their mirrors. Musty smells wafted up the Council of Little Snots' noses as they took delivery of the fresh, or not-so-fresh, light from the musty evil. Another mirror from the Council of Little Snots was delivered to the dungeon. The invading evil's armies had captured a city belonging to Thanos' fanatical followers. A mysterious portal lay within.
I'll be back.
Your portal is under attack. Your enemies are in the dungeon. A gold vein has been mined out. Payday.
Return, Talia. Then it will be time to look into my eyes.
The happily sending its creatures through weird portals evil had successfully used a teleportation portal and thus managed to lead its creatures across the gorge. Thanos' gaze was no longer clouded. Lasers shot out of his eyes and burned their way through the dungeon. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Ding dong, it's payday. A gold vein is almost exhausted. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. You have discovered an artifact. An artifact had been stored and was now manifesting its powers. A gold vein has been mined out. The Council of Little Snots was preparing for the so-called Feast of the Round Bellies. The only thing still missing were a few gobblers for the celebration. A mirror beckoned in return. Enemies are in the dungeon. The resource-gathering evil sent a partial shipment on its way to the Council of Little Snots.
Talia, you will have to account for your actions. Once I have purified you, then you can face the goddess herself and ask for forgiveness. I can no longer forgive you.
Oh, the things you worry about, you crazy old man. I'm just picking out the right sphere for your friggin' head. Maybe this one.
Your little snots have dug up a spider. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Once again, the willing to forgive its general evil let Talia die. Your army has just decreased in size due to deaths. The stuff collecting evil sent a shipment to the Council of Little Snots. Your little snot is completely mindful of gold vein. Enemies are in the dungeon. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. The Feast of Round Bellies could now finally be celebrated, thanks to the generous donation of gobblers. The Council of Little Snots sent the glittering evil another mirror. lost a creature forever. An artifact had been stored and was now manifesting its powers.
My eyes are getting used to this darkness. I can sense the enemy on my surroundings. I'm going to... Out! Ah! I stumped my foot, damn it!
Payday! A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Thanos' eyes had cleared, and again they burned through the underground.
I have been blinded! You vile scum! How dare you resist?
The Council of Little Snots felt not only mystical, but also magical. However, insomuch as the council members were as magical as moldy bread, they wished for some mana in exchange for a mirror. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. The conquering evil had destroyed a second base full of Thanos' fanatics. Its troops were able to use the portal there to cross the gorge again. The Council of Little Snots looked happy and magical as balls of mana were tossed around like volleyballs. Another mirror from the Council of Little Snots was delivered to the dungeon. Your little snots have dug up a spider. Your little snots have dug up a spider. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Your demonic portal is under attack. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon. Your demonic portal is under attack. One of your creatures has bit the dust. Your portal is under attack. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Your portal is under attack. Your portal is under attack.
I need my eyes again so that I can burn the heretics. Ah!
Your enemies are in the dungeon. Your gold vein is nearly exhausted. Your portal is under attack.
Talia is blasting up again!
Talia and the Absolute Evil had finally reached the evacuation point for their tactical retreat.
Phew, that was really something. We urgently need a way to stop Thanos again. I still have that sharp-pointed spear, just pining for Thanos' head.
To be able to stop Thanos again, it would probably be necessary to reassemble the Gauntlet of Finitude. However, the stones that filled the gauntlet were scattered in all directions. It would take some time to round them all up.
Of course. Nothing in this stupid dungeon series is ever easy. Any sensible person would think to themselves, boom, let's just beat the crap out of him and that's it. But no, I have to go through the countryside and collect some stupid stones. Ugh. Okay, fine. Let's get this over with so I can get back to the point where I put Thanos' head on a spear.